beautiful people? Welcome back to my channel. I am so happy you're here. I hope you guys are having a great start to your week. Today, I want to be talking about routines and the importance of routines, and also giving you a few tips of how I was able to establish a routine that really helped me on my journey of being self-employed and just conquering all the different areas of my life. So let's start from the beginning. I was a big variety girl. Huge variety girl. I did not love structure in my life. I was one of those people that just wanted every single day to be different, and I wanted to kind of just go with the flow every day. And that worked for me for a long time. But then I became self-employed and had no real set in stone deadlines, or clock in at 9 a.m., leave at 5, and kind of go about the rest of my day. So I fought routines for a really long time. I just didn't see the necessity for it in my life. And then when I became self-employed, it was all over the place. I wasn't conquering my day. I think it was about a month in of being self-employed that, okay, maybe I do need to start implementing some type of routine in my life. So I just want to share with you guys a few of the tips that I implemented that helped me tremendously and that I still use to this day. The first one is a great tip that my really good friend Kim gave me. Shout out to Kim. So you pull up the Notes app, you create a note, and you write out Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, all the way through Saturday, right? So you write out every single day of the week, and you leave some space in between each, and you kind of just create a to-do list based off of each day. You wake up and you kind of just have a plan ready to go. Okay, I know that today I am going to conquer this. I had so many different areas of my life that I needed to do little tasks for, and I was able to look at my schedule maybe on a Saturday or Sunday and kind of just plan out my week that way. Now, obviously, you can use your calendar, whatever works for you guys, your phone calendar. If you want to write it out, you can do that as well, an old-fashioned planner. But just having the Notes app there for me was so convenient, because if any time something came up, or if I remembered something, all I would have to do was just pull out my phone and it would be right there for me. So that was a huge change for me. And then the second tip I'm going to give you guys is something that completely transformed my life. It helped me so much in just being able to assess all the different areas of my life. Take out a piece of paper, write out all the different roles that you have in your life, all the different hats that you wear. So for me, that was being a wife, that was being a trader, that was being a business owner. And within that business owner role, it was being CFO for the companies. CMO, so I had a marketing responsibility within the business. Also starting to lead a crew, and that came with a lot of responsibility. I also wanted to be a good daughter. I wanted to see my family more. So I kind of wrote out, what are the most important roles in my life? Who am I, and what responsibilities fit under each one of those roles? Which one of every single one of those hats, right? So for a wife, for example, that was, I want to make sure the house is clean. I want to make sure that I meal prep and I have meals ready for my husband. I want to make sure that I'm doing, at least 3 nice things a day for my husband without any expectation. For trading, I'm going to wake up every single day, look at the charts. I'm going to do my analysis every Saturday. So I had the responsibilities for each role written out underneath the title of the role. And that gave me so much clarity as to, okay, here's everything I need to do. Now I can take all this information that I've gathered that's been in my head that I know I need to do, that drives me crazy because I know there's just so much I need to do. I can take all that information and I can just start to structure my week to make sure I'm hitting every single one of those roles as best as I can. Obviously, life is going to get in the way, but as best as you can. So then I started to figure out, okay, what do my days look like? Okay, so if I want to hit all the responsibilities of being a wife, okay, I know I need to do a grocery list. I know I need to go do the groceries. I know I need to meal prep. There's no way I can do all that in one day, because that was another thing. I was trying to conquer everything in one day, and it never ever worked out. Something always fell behind. I always forgot something, and I'm one of those people that when I'm focused on one thing, it is so hard for me to just switch to the next thing. So this helped me kind of gain clarity and plan out my week in a way that was sustainable. So I was able to say, okay, you know what? Fridays, I am going to do groceries. Oh, wait, but I have to create the grocery list. Okay, so I'm not going to do it on the same day because that's exhausting. So I'm going to do Thursdays, I'm going to create my grocery list. Friday, I'm going to go do groceries. And then Mondays in the morning, I will meal prep. So I was able to split that up. And okay, trading, I'm going to review my trades on Saturdays. That is the day for that. And it kind of relieves you of some type of stress, some type of pressure, because I was trying to conquer everything every single day, and what I realized that's just not sustainable. It's not something that I was going to be able to do, and I would stress myself out, and because I was falling behind, I would get even more stressed. So now having this structure where I'm like, oh, I know that I have Thursday to create my grocery list. So it's Tuesday. I don't have to worry about that today. Okay, now that I'm, creating this YouTube channel, my content days are Tuesdays. Tuesdays are the day I record Tuesdays are the day I record the content. I try to edit that same day, but I also give myself maybe Wednesday morning, and then Wednesday is when I post, as long as I'm posting once a week. So that gave me a little bit of, okay, I don't even have to think about this until Tuesday, right? So it has helped tremendously in my life. Just having those roles, those different hats that we have to wear, and women especially, and I know guys wear a lot of hats as well, especially as providers, and being good husbands and being good friends and taking care of themselves as well. But I do believe that women, especially when we get married and we have kids, we have to wear so many hats that the role that tends to fall behind is the role of ourselves as individuals, right? So we tend to take care of our husbands, tend to take care of the babies, and then what happens? We don't have time for our career. We don't have time to elevate ourselves. We don't have time to go to the gym, eat healthy, hang out with girlfriends, because we need that break, right? So having these different hats, I'm thinking, okay, this is going to prepare me for motherhood when I have to add on a whole nother living being that I'm going to be responsible for. And that is actually one of the reasons I am so passionate about trading, because I want to teach women how to trade. I want to give women the time freedom that comes with trading and allow them to be able to be breadwinners in the house and bring in money and have a career, have their own money, but also be a great wife, also be a great mother, also take care of themselves, go to the Pilates class, go to the boxing class, do whatever you want to do. And I believe it's totally possible with the right tools. And that was the key for me, is prioritizing my days in different ways that would help each role of mine grow. So Monday, wife hat on. That's what I'm prioritizing. The responsibilities that come with being a wife in my household. Tuesday, content, YouTuber day. Okay, that's the day that I prioritize building all my content, editing my content, focusing on that. And I don't have to feel like I'm falling behind in other areas. Once I implemented a solid routine with all the different hats that I was wearing and all the responsibilities that came with wearing those hats, I felt so much more in control of my life. I didn't feel lost. I didn't feel like every single day I was trying to catch up. When you have a solid routine, it's so much easier to navigate through those challenges that life throws at you versus being in fight or flight 24/7. And that's how I was when I had no structure. I wasn't really getting anywhere because I was always just trying to catch up. And when things came up, it just wasn't chaotic anymore. I was able to handle it and know, okay, well, I have this day for this. I can pivot. I can change this around a little bit. And this was all brand new to me. So I didn't exactly know how to implement this. I didn't know if the routine that I set up was going to work. I didn't know if me doing groceries on Friday was going to be the plan. At first, it used to be I did groceries on Saturdays. And then I started to feel like, well, I don't want to spend my Saturdays going to the grocery store. So I pivoted. I changed. It's important to remember that these routines can change. As you go through different seasons of your life, you can pivot and you can change things. And different things are going to take priority at different times and aspects of your life. And it's okay to change in that aspect. Okay, this is no longer working for me, so I'm going to switch this. Perfect example of that is I used to go to the gym every morning. First thing I did when I woke up was go to the gym. And great. I would get my workout done, right? But I'd come home and I'd be so exhausted from the day. I'd be taking 3-4 naps a day, and I was just not my best self. There was a time when that worked great for me. When I used to work at a bank, when I used to work a 9 to 5, that was the best time for me to go to the gym in the morning because I had other responsibilities. And one thing I had to learn through navigating what the perfect routine for me was what's the most important thing that you need to conquer every day? What's that number one thing that you know you need to hit every day? And that for me was reading the Word, reading the Bible, getting to know the Word of God, understanding a little bit more, spending time with God and praying, because I found that I wasn't getting to it if I left it for later on the day. If it was on my to-do list, I would probably leave it for last. And by the end of the night, I was so tired, I didn't want to read. I'd leave it to the next day, and it would just happen over and over and over again. So right now, my routine consists of waking up, reading my Bible, reading my devotional, taking time for myself to kind of be centered with the Word of God and be encouraged with the Word of God, have my coffee, and then get my day started after that, because there's no better way to start your day than just with the Word of God and feeling in alignment with God. I think the important thing to remember is that these routines are not set in stone. You can implement them the way that best suits you right now, and you may see that, okay, maybe this day doesn't work out best for me, but you won't know that until you actually start trying to obey that routine, trying to follow that routine. Once you do that, then you can start pivoting and you can start changing things around. And different seasons of your life are going to call for different hats that you have to wear, and prioritizing those different hats. Another thing that I would do is I'd say, well, I know I'm not going to go to the gym at 3, 4, 5 in the afternoon, because after the day is over, I'm not trying to go work out. I could put it off till tomorrow. So what did I do? I have a trainer now, and a trainer makes sure I'm there and make sure I can't just cancel on him on the day of. So that helps me with structure. And if you can't get a trainer, get a workout buddy and tell them, don't let me bail on you. Create a consequence if you do bail. That's something huge as well that we've implemented and that our coaches implement with their clients is, okay, you say you're going to do something, we're going to hold you accountable to it. And if you aren't going to do that thing, if I follow up with you and you haven't done that thing, then there's going to be a consequence. And that could be, okay, you're going to have to buy me Starbucks for the rest of the week, but you can't buy yourself any Starbucks. So you need to still spend the money, but you need to buy me the Starbucks. You're not going to get anything out of it. That kind of consequence worked really well for me with going to the gym. For example, if I wasn't going to the gym, then there wasn't going to be a date night for me that week. And I love my date nights, so I cherished that. And so having some type of accountability partner, somebody there that can really push you to do the things later on in the day that may not be priority are so important. Our willpower diminishes throughout the day. And you wake up and you are so amped up for the day. You feel like you can conquer anything. You can do anything. And you're like, yep, I have all these things on my to-do list and I'm going to hit every single one of them. And then what happens? Your willpower starts to just get smaller and smaller and smaller. And there's actually a study done with this. Diary of a CEO talks about it. I can't remember his name right now, but he spoke about it. And basically what happens is throughout the day, your willpower diminishes. So you need to figure out what the most important thing is first. Do that first. When you have the most willpower, the most difficult thing that you probably won't conquer later on in the day if you don't have accountability, if you don't have somebody kind of watching over you or telling you to do it, do that most important thing first. And that way, all the other things that maybe take a little less effort throughout the day, you're able to conquer with less willpower. These tips helped me so much in establishing a right routine that worked for me in a way that was sustainable and that I could actually carry out. So I hope that helped you guys, and I hope that you're able to establish some type of routine and really just conquer every single day. Thank you guys again for the support. My friend told me I need to ask for you to hit the bell notification to get notifications when I post a new video, and like, subscribe, all the things. I appreciate you guys. Have a wonderful day. Bye.